Yeah, for sure.
Hey guys, hi everyone. We are joined by Mac, all the way from Hong Kong. How you doing, Mac?
Yeah, I'm good. It's a very late night already.
It was a late night, but has it been worth it so far?
Yeah, of course. I like the performance very much.
Yeah, guys. I'll just go through a few comments and then I'll just ask Mac for his opinion so far. Is in the high sci-fi. It's been a great first half of football for City. I'll start off briefly with some of the starting lineup because a lot of City fans on social media, once again, they were not very pleased because they were worried about the use of Fernandinho and Rodrigo. That was a concern for people. Some people weren't happy that Mahrez wasn't playing. Others weren't happy that Ferran Torres didn't get a game. So what did you think of that starting 11 and the formation that we adopted at the start?
Maybe some of us will recall the Lyon Champions League game because Fernandinho is starting and Rodri is starting. But today is a very, very different game because Stones is back, Ake is here, and then we are without a lot of squad members. And I think it's very difficult for Pep to choose a very, very strong lineup. And I think I believe in him. So this is the best we can get out on the pitch.
Absolutely. We had 7 players injured or absent for whatever reason. Briefly, off the top of my head, Bernardo has got an injury. Garcia's got a knock on the head, so he's injured. Gundogan's out with COVID-19. The Pot's just come back from COVID-19. Zinchenko's out. Did I say Cancelo's out? And there'll be somebody else out. We had 7 players out tonight. As you can see by our bench, we've got Adju Banabi on the bench. We've got Tommy Doyle on the bench. We've got Liam Delap, which I did say a couple of days ago, Liam Delap would be on the bench. It just made sense. The guys had a good start for the EDS, and we haven't got any other strikers. Hi, everybody else who's joined. So, formation. How did you see our formation filling out? Because we were, I was asking it before the game. Is it going to be 3-5-2? Is it going to be 4 defenders and 2 holding midfielders with KDB and then 3 in attack? How do you see that formation panning out?
I think it's more than formation already because we need the flexibility to deal with the stubborn block of Wolves because we always suffer at the Molineux in the past 2 seasons. And I think this is a very, very good performance compared to the last 2. And for example, the build-up, you can see initially it could look like a 2-2 box shape with Rodri and Fernandinho as pivot, but very soon, the midfielders, for example, the Bruyne or Rodri or Fernandinho, they will go to the maybe left back position or right back position to get themselves some spaces to escape from the markings of Wolves players and pushing Mendy high, pushing Jesus high, and pushing Sterling high. And I think overall the flexibility has confused Wolves a lot because this is very different from the last season.
Absolutely, City have. I have not seen any possession stats, but we've had obviously the bulk of the possession territory. We've spent a lot of time in the Wolves' third. In fact, I mean, Sterling was in the penalty area 3 times in the first 4 minutes, and 3 decent opportunities. I've got to say up front, Sterling dived looking for a penalty. That for me, it's always disappointing. I mean, when he was at Liverpool, did he not learn? You don't dive straight; you dive a diagonal, so you actually fall over the player's legs. I don't know, but he shouldn't have done that. I think that was totally wrong. There's a lot. I've made a lot of notes because we had a lot of possession, a lot of chances, and there's a lot of good stuff there. For me, Walker and Mendy were for quite a lot of that first half. They were playing like either wing backs or wingers. They were very far up the pitch, and Dino was dropping back to make a 3, pick up the ball and help at the back. A lot of good stuff. I'll just say Marcel was injured for Wolves within 6 minutes. It's a shame for him. I think it was his debut, the ex-Lyon player.
Yeah.
And in the first 10 minutes, I thought Ake looked pretty comfortable. But we scored 2 goals in that half. We could have scored more. We'll come to the ones we missed. But can you talk us through the ridiculousness of Cesa's challenge on KDB to get that penalty?
Oh yeah, I think if I'm correct, I think this is from a second ball event that Bruyne goes and then Saiz come and then
Saiz came and took him out. It was pointless.
Yeah. I think this is one part that City has performed very well tonight because in general, with Rodrigo and Fernandinho and Bruyne at the midfield, they pick the second ball very well, and most of the chances are coming from here. And when they win the ball at the midfield and very quickly, De Bruyne plays the through balls, or even Rodri or Fernandinho to place the ball, and City already inside the penalty area. And this is not a coincidence for the penalty.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'll explain the penalty. KDB, where he was going nowhere. He was kicking the ball out of play. He was on the edge of the penalty area, so he's miles away. He was not a danger. And Says, like, I forgot the other guy on the other side when he went diving in on, was it Conor Cody on Sterling? Says went to make a tackle that he didn't need to make. KDB was going nowhere, and he was more than likely putting the ball out for a goal kick. Says took him out. KDB scored a great penalty right in the corner. Patricio dived the right way. I think he moved early as well off his line, but he dived the right way. But it was a beautiful penalty from KDB. There's no saving that. And then I felt Wolves came into the game. They had a few minutes of possession, half chances, and the play was more or less in the City half of the pitch. But we scored a second goal. Do you want to tell us about that second goal?
Let me think about it. This is a Phil Foden goal. Yeah, and this is already part of the City's tactics because I like the way for our front players to attack the spaces behind the Wolves defense, and Sterling and Jesus and Foden as well. They're all very keen to attack those spaces, and also including the KDB penalty earlier. And
yeah,
I think this is no coincidence again because City has done very well in this part throughout the first 45 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, the second goal, you had Foden, who made the initial pass from in the middle of the park, and it was very quick. The passes was just one touch pass, one pass laid off, put through to I think Sterling, who stayed onside and just cut it back, and Foden was there, and it is a mistake a bit from the Wolves player because Foden, when he passed the ball, he ran down the pitch into the box, hoping for the pass, and he got the pass. The Wolves player just stood there around watching the ball, so it was disappointing from them. We had another great chance when KDB was put through, and Patricio made a very, very good save. Do you think it's game over? I mean, that would have been game over for me. Or can you see any way for Wolves to get back in this game?
I think we should never underestimate Wolves because even in last season, we have 2 goals. 1 goes up in the halftime and 2 goes up after the break, and they come back because they have very strong players, talented players. For example, Jimenez and Traore and Podence and Neto. At the home soil, we should never underestimate Nuno's team, and I think they will prepare something out and challenge City again. But overall, in terms of the chances we consider, I think it's a very good performance already, and we only have to score 1 more goal to kill the game.
Yeah, I think, look, give Wolves a chance. If they get a goal, that changes the game. It gives, obviously, them some confidence to go forward. I want to ask you about 2 players that I've been watching, John Stones, Nathan Ake. I thought most of the time Ake's he's not had a lot to do, but what he's had to do, he's done well. Stones generally has been pretty good. I think he saved Mendy once, covered up for Mendy. I think once he did a pretty poor pass, but how do you think those 2 guys have played?
And overall, I think both are very fine, and the standard are here because, for example, John Stones, if he performs consistently at his best, I think he can become a very reliable squad team, and Ake as well. But so far, I don't think Wolves have given too much challenges to these 2 players. So maybe we will see more in the second half, and this is the time they have to step up.
Absolutely. I'm going to read a few comments, then we'll get ready for the second half. So JRX says, great start. Harge says, hope Stones can keep the job going. JSJ, hi. Andy Hoyle has stayed up for the first game of the season. He's not disappointed, playing very well with lots of pace and pressing from everyone. Aaron Booth says, we've not allowed them to play. That's correct. Adam says, hi to everybody. And it's true, we haven't allowed them to play. We've had that energy. You know, you could say some of the energy that was lacking at times last season when we've had, and I'm not criticising them here, but we've had Aguero playing, Mahrez playing, David Silva playing, and I just don't think they have the same level of energy as Foden, as Sterling and Gabriel Jesus. Sterling plays normally, but they don't have that same level of energy and the pressure that these guys put on the opposition. It's making Wolves half the time just boot the ball up and waste it, and then we just come back. So how do you think that second half's going to go, Mark?
I think City maybe become a little bit more conservative because more control on the game because they don't want to risk too much on a 2 goals lead. And Wolves is trying to fight back because they certainly have the players. And maybe we have to be aware of the long shots because maybe Traore and Jimenez, they like to shoot outside from the box. And I think City definitely have the quality and the desire to win. And all they need is to avoid the mistakes next to the game.
Well, I'm hoping for the most boring second half of football, and for us to walk away. It would be fantastic if we can take a clean sheet away from this, take a win, and that will just give so much confidence going into the next game. Mac, it's been fantastic to talk to you. Game just started, so we'll go back and watch that. And if you're available at full time, we'll have another chat.
Yeah, let's enjoy.
Cheers,
the
Mac.
second
Enjoy.
half. Bye. Yeah, thank you. Bye.